Hey, what's up guys? Now, one of the most frustrating things is when you're ready to leave the house and you realize your phone is almost dead and you don't have enough time to recharge it. But today I'm going to show you a really cool trick that's going to let you recharge your phone pretty much all the way almost instantly. And the best part is it takes just a few seconds to set up and it should be able to be done with things you already have in your house. Now to do this, you're obviously going to need your phone, your normal charging cable that you already use. Now bear with me. Tin foil, any kind will do, non-stick or stick, and some sort of wire. I'm just using normal speaker wire, but if you don't have a coil of anything, it should work with any type of extension cord or something like that. Anything that's a wire, basically, that's long enough. Alright, now once you have these things, I'm going to show you what to do. You want to take your length of wire and maybe just a few feet, 6 feet tops. I'm actually going to cut this off because I don't need the whole coil. You do not need a big long coil like that. You just need maybe 6 feet of some sort of speaker wire or something like that. So once you have this big long length, you just want to take your phone and just wrap the cord around the phone just like this. Now obviously there's some diminishing return, so making a beehive out of your phone is not really going to be worth it. Something like this will do. And make sure it's spread out across the whole phone, just kind of like this, and that should be good for that. Now the next thing you need to do is get your tin foil. Once you get your tin foil out, you need to just get a length of it, and maybe about this much, and then you want to fold it so that it's about the same width of your phone, so about this, and make sure the wire is still intact, and just wrap this around your phone, just about this, over all the wires. And now your phone's going to look like this. It's kind of weird looking, but bear with me. This is all you have to do. And let's show exactly how this works, what happens when you plug your phone into charge after you do this. Now the cool thing about this is with the tin foil wrapped around the wire, it kind of stays in place. So you can slide it right off and reuse it without having to wrap it around every single time. So that's what I did. You can just slide it right over the phone. So let me show you exactly what this is going to do. So obviously here on the phone you can see it's got the low battery indicator. I drove it down to about 1%. And now what you're going to do is just slide this over the phone, and I have an extension cord at my feet. We're going to plug this in for about 10 seconds. I'll keep it on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll take that off, unplug it. Now that was only 10 seconds. It's not going to be all the way charged. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, it's about 78%. So 78% is pretty good for going from 1% up to 78 in just a few seconds. Now, to get that last 20%, like I said, it's kind of diminishing return on the time that you leave it plugged in. So that last 20% might take a full minute, and the last 5% probably wouldn't be any faster than if you had it without this thing on it. So really the first 80% or so only takes about 10 seconds, then it's kind of like an exponential decay. But still, that's a really good charge for just 10 seconds. Now you're probably wondering how this works. Well, to understand how a battery charges, you need to understand a little bit of physics, and the simple way to explain it is that when you charge a battery, it creates an electric potential difference between the wall and the battery, and just like things move from high pressure to low pressure, electricity, when there's an electric potential difference, it's going to move from high charge to low charge, which is why the electrons flow into the battery and stay there. But the issue with phones is they're really thin, so a lot of electric potential escapes out of the phone. And there's not really much more to fix this besides kind of wrapping the phone in a thicker case, which companies don't really want to do because it makes the phone thicker and everyone wants a thinner phone. So nowadays that's kind of the reason a lot of batteries are so inefficient, because all that potential is escaping. But what we're going to do is basically trap it and force the electric potential to stay in. It's going to make the battery a lot more efficient at charging. Now the aluminum foil helps, but the main player is the wire, and that's because of something called magnetic induction. Now what happens is when you have two coils of wire and there's a current going through one, it's going to induce an electric current through the coil next to it. So what we did is we created a coil around the phone, and when you charge the phone, there's obviously electrical currents going on in there, but the escaping electric potential creates a current in the surrounding wires, which then again induce and more current in the battery. It's a little bit complicated, but basically what we're doing is recycling the escaping electric potential. You can kind of think of it like that. Any energy that's escaping, we're kind of recycling, forcing it back into the phone so it charges so much faster. And as you can tell by the difference in charge time, nowadays batteries are really inefficient. A huge majority of the electric potential is really wasted. And like I said before though, you really only need a few wraps around. It's going to be diminishing return and also on the time you let it sit. So you can probably expect on a well-made phone up to 80% in that first 10 seconds. But on an older phone where the battery's really worn out, you might only get 50% in that 10 seconds. So that's kind of what you can expect. But that still beats plugging your phone in and only getting a few percentages per minute. So that's pretty much all there is to it. As you can see, I don't know if you can zoom in, it's green, we're at 78%, and you can see it's green, it's blurry, but still. Now, it just takes a little bit of setup, then you can use that same device. You can even tape it to force it to stay in place, so you can just slide it over every time, but that's it. So that's all there is to it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Also, send it to your friends, and like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe because I try to make new videos at least once a week. If you want to follow me on Twitter, those links will be in the description. And you can also check out some previous videos on the right. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.